Okay, and we're back. Sorry for those technical difficulties. It happens sometimes. Can can you hear the Discord chat? Just want to make sure. Test. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Okay, so we are good to go, right?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Okay, guys, we are back again. Like we said, uh, before we reach the semifinals and everything, we are going to make interviews with the semifinalists of the winners bracket, and we're gonna start today with innovation. Hello, my brother.
Hello.
How you doing? You good?
I'm good here.
Good. I mean, I was all day online, and right now I don't know my internet dropped.
Never fails.
Anyway, the purpose of the interviews, guys, is to ask the players about the experience they're having on the tournament, everything. Um, First of all, innovation, guys. If you like to welcome him on the stream, he is one of the semi-finalists of the tournament. So, James, can you tell us something about the tournament until now? How do you find the everything?
I think it's been run actually really, really well compared to for just a local tournament hosted by like yourself, just created by yourself, hosted by yourself in Discord for the actual small end of the community. I think it's actually really nice. I think that's why it gained a lot of traction rather than just having only the top players play and things like that. And you actually got a lot of other people that will have a chance.
Yeah, it was kind of the
That's
original
good.
thought that went into it. Was just we wanted it to be fun for everybody and not just kind of be a foregone conclusion, right? With the known top players. So glad to hear that you enjoyed that.
Can I ask you, innovation is your first tournament or
First, yeah, first stage of Empires tournament, yeah.
okay, good. And tell us about the games that you played until now.
Well, we'll start from the round of 32. I actually really enjoyed my games against Morty. To be honest, he wasn't as high, but he did actually surprisingly well. He really pulled it out of the bag in those two games. Like, and really, even in the second game, rather than just hitting to the pressure and like really, because it's a lot pressure. There's a lot more pressure when people are actually the people are watching. I think
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people have noticed that rather quickly when they start playing, and they're like when I spoke to Chrissy, I spoke to a couple of other players, but he it didn't feel like playing a nervous player when I played against Morty. It was actually really interesting. It felt really good. He did
Uh,
pretty good.
Yopa is saying that innovation is a bit quiet. If we can,
Try now.
yes.
I turned him up.
Say test innovation just to see.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yopa, can you tell us now, please, if it's okay, before we continue?
Test, test.
Test, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, better now,
Ah,
he says.
Okay. I mean, you just said about Morty right now, and
yeah.
imagine before we're gonna continue about the next players, a lot of people there was like bringing some new fresh blood to say that in the tournaments, because this community right now is growing up every day, and a lot of people when we were casting the games, me and Mal, a lot of them they didn't even know who are these players.
Mhm.
So imagine.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's even players in the tournament that didn't even know who the hell they were playing up against. They've never played with them before, which was it really takes a lot of players out because what it's really done being all these players that always play team games really changes it up actually playing on your own in a 1v1.
Yeah, 1v1's definitely a different mindset and kind of play style than a team game. It definitely requires a little bit of a different approach for sure. And it's been interesting to see to some players that, like you said, do play a lot of team games and not necessarily 1v1s kind of open up to that and kind of learn that and see all the players grinding 1v1s and doing a lot of practice rounds. So it's been fun to see.
Oh yeah, I mean, as myself, I'm very much more of a team player, like a team game player as well. So it definitely those first few games, it was like, this is weird. I haven't got a teammate here to war with.
I mean, it's really nice when you are saying to yourself, man, that it's all about me right now.
hmm Well,
It's yeah.
one thing you can see with the players that went through, even those that went down to the losers bracket, is everybody at the start. You could tell like we always play team games. If you play in a team game treaty, you're gonna have more even just base management. You're gonna have less space because you don't have the connecting bases and stuff like that. So the space management, if you like, even just has just gotten that little bit better. Just even these little things, just that they never usually do, and they've really clicked on and adapted with things like that. It's been really. I've noticed that in more common, more games as the tournaments went on, as opposed to everybody was just a bit confused at the start for base layout.
Yeah,
It's not very
yeah.
common.
Also, um, me and Mal, we said that in every stream, it's really different when you're playing in a tournament. Like a single mistake, a single decision, a good decision that can change everything on a game.
Oh yeah. Well, you you don't really have your allies to like say if you need feed or anything like that. You really gotta manage everything yourself,
Exactly.
and it really
So a lot
changes a
of
lot of
people,
things.
yeah, a lot of people think that it's easy to play in a single game, especially in a tournament.
Oh no, it's
Um,
I think some players I have noticed have made it harder. Like they have crumbled under the pressure. Like they've been not crumbled under the pressure. That's a bad phraseology to use. More so, like you can tell if someone's playing nervous and things like that. Right? Yeah, I'd say more so of a trust in themselves if they calm themselves down, have a bit of fun, and enjoy it. Which I think most players have. Most players have really enjoyed it, win or lose.
um, Also, let's forward about the rounds. Right now, I'm going to ask you a question. You saw yesterday the crazy with Matthew, right?
I saw some of it, but I was at work at the time, so.
I'm going to ask you an honest question. Right now, you have the potential to face Matthew on the next round or one of your clan mates, Crazy.
Yep.
tell me, tell me your feelings about that, honestly.
I not just because he's a clan mate, but I've got two reasons why I'd want Crizzy to win that matchup. One, because I think I'd be more comfortable fighting against Crizzy. Because overall, I don't think I think Matthew's just an extremely strong player. But it will be an interesting fight actually. If I do fight up against Matthew, it might be quite good, especially in a round best of 5. You're gonna have a lot more
Yeah, I
like
was about to ask
civ
you that.
options,
Yeah,
and that
I
could
was
be a bit.
about to ask you that.
it's going to be
Yeah.
interesting to see it go to best of 5 because everybody has 3 civs that they can play, I think. But going into 5, that gets into where you might be having to play some civs that you don't play a lot at a higher level. So that's going to be interesting to see if games stretch that far.
Yeah, very much so. Um, but it's not only that. Like, for example, it'll also play on the better player. Say if you're gonna have one person that's a bit better than the other player, and if you ban say their main civ, and or even just say map bans, for example, if they're really heads up straight up player, they've only got really one of the map where you're gonna fight heads up straight up. So, and that's one game out of 5. You've still got 4 other games to bring that back, and it's gonna rather than the one other chance that you might get. So it will really it'll be a bit more strategical thinking and how you're gonna actually plan out your bans from the start, and the map bans as well is really good because there's going to be a lot more maps open to be played.
Right.
So your map banning's you're gonna have to think about that a bit more because, for example, you're not really a good heads up player. Okay, you ban European Atlas. Well, you only you've only got one map, so you can take one loss, but you're still gonna have those. You're still gonna have, and then you might be able to play on the other maps to play to your strengths, for example.
Yeah. I mean, basically, the important thing, you know that already, that you have to be careful about taking decisions about the map bans and SIF bans and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I was about to ask you that also, but I mean, because I know you personally, like, if you're gonna face Crazy, let's say, for example, to the next round, it's semifinals, right? I mean, even if you are friends, I mean, it's semifinal, like whoever is gonna take the win, you're going to the final.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's gonna be really, I don't know how to explain that.
It'll be really interesting fighting Chris because Chris, his knowledge of the game is quite low. However, is just his overall play when he's comfortable and he's not like hitting the nerves. He's actually what really carries him in a lot of games. Even when I play teams games with him, plenty of times before, is his actual because he's a very OG old player and his actual play at the game is really really good. It's like the analogy I'd probably use for that is you're a really, really strategical. So you're not the most strategical golf player in the world, but you're really accurate at how you're hitting that ball. You're going to have an advantage over your opponent. And I think Chrissy really does have that advantage in a lot of regards for a lot of players that may know more. And he can still hold his own against those players because of his actual playability, play of the game. Even if he doesn't know the booms correctly and things like that, he will play in ways um, in order to play against his play with his strength, and he's really good at identifying weaknesses and actually playing in multiple places, which is especially on the open maps he's going to be really really good at, as we've seen so far. Is actually playing well in multiple locations and actually micromanaging a lot of things going on at the same time, really taking the real time aspect as opposed to the strategy aspect.
The thing is, right now, I'm asking you because right now you can hear yourself, right? Like you basically know your opponent already. That's what I'm asking you that.
But we've played that many times in the past as teammates together. It'll be no different that he'll know me exactly the same as well. We've both taught each other things and about the game and things like that. But I don't. I think with the matchup between him and Matthew will be really good as well. Because Matthew, being a deathmatch player, is also really fast and can manage a lot of different things across the map. So I think actually on a level playing field, that'll actually be quite a really interesting matchup if we get an open map play on.
Yeah, it's interesting because that's another dynamic of a 1v1 versus a team game, in that heads up obviously is heads up, but an open map, it really requires you to kind of multitask and really think about the layout and lock the map down to prevent runs. So it definitely adds a different element of stress and strategy that you have to think about.
Well, we've seen that strategy come into play. Even just the choice of occasional cards in decks, taking things like stonemasons, or which really assists. Like for example, you're playing Spain, you're up against Russia. You're gonna have to lock the map down fast and not give opponents a chance. We've seen it with King Weo and Mr. Rewind that or Elijah. He really took the stonemasons as well and really locked that map down really fast. And
Yeah,
it
actually, I
was
think
really
that card
effective.
came in handy. We saw it played a couple times, and definitely on some of the maps. Like, there's a strong argument for it. Like, it definitely makes sense of why you would want to take that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Unless you played like my last game versus Sirius Black on European Atlas, there's not really a need to wall fast, so
Right.
you could save yourself a card on that.
Also, a lot of people that was telling about Matthew because I'm talking about your future opponents. Um, they was telling that in these players are gonna have easy schedule and blah blah blah. If anyone was watching the second round with Detrons, I mean, if you saw that, right? The games.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, yeah, man. I mean, a lot of people because they don't know the players because they don't play with them. So eventually, Matthew was, yeah, it was rough
Yeah, he was
for
really
him.
stretched thin, and he was really out multitasked a bit in that game. And yeah, the pressure hit rather quickly.
That's the
And
thing,
he
man. I
did,
mean,
Deathruns did a really, really good job.
yeah, I mean,
It's
honestly,
not
that
easy to take
shows,
game, yeah, off Matthew.
yeah, that's the thing. Imagine facing Matthew in 1v1. All of us, we know Matthew personally. And that shows, if we are going to speak about experience to play with the tournaments or to play with the good players and blah, 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 I mean, he did really good, really good.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So, okay. Um, what do you think? Let's say, like, if you go into the finals, you're watching also to the other brackets, I mean, to the other three, we have Josh and Ivar, the other
Ooh.
side.
Both very, very skilled players. Um, I've asked a couple of times, who do you think will win between this? I don't think I'd even know who would win out of the two of those. I think it's quite an even matchup. Josh is quite knowledgeable of a lot of civs, as is Ivar, and they both know each other quite well. So it will be definitely an interesting matchup between them two. I couldn't put a finger on who would actually come out ahead or who had an advantage or who would have an advantage between those two. So that'll be a really interesting one to watch.
Also, the tournament bracket and the maps changing every round. So that's the really good thing about the players. They need to make the preparations and everything about every round, you know?
Oh yeah, 100%.
And I'm really curious, honestly, also to the Josh and Ivar. It's gonna be really nice match.
Yeah.
Uh, Hello, guys. Sorry, we are talking with innovation about the tournament and everything. By the way, sorry, I wanted to ask you how long you been playing this game, the definitive edition.
Well, weirdly enough, Crizzy, weirdly enough, we started more or less at the same time. He had it when it was in beta, and I was actually really, really, really annoyed because he had it when it was in the beta, and we were playing it, and then yeah, well, I'll restart that. Sorry, it was really annoying because he would stream it on Discord, and I didn't have the beta at the time before it released, and it was actually really annoying because I was sitting there and I was wanting to play it for ages, and he was sitting there playing it, looking at the new
Hmm.
graphics, and then when it eventually came out, I mean, most of the time we were mainly playing Supremacy, joining random games. Obviously, nobody had good casual ranks, nobody had ratings or anything like that, so. And there was loads of new players, so some games were an absolute ruffle stomps. A lot of OG players were in there as well, but there was a lot of new things in it as well, which was really, really interesting. It took a long time to grip onto, and we actually played a lot of Supremacy back then.
Yeah.
Used to search for loads of games of Supremacy. We played quite a couple of death matches here and there. We met Don Store. I think that's where our first encountered actually playing against Matthew in a couple of death matches with Elijah and Don Store and a couple others. It was actually back in the days where I actually used to play it more.
Yeah, good memories, man.
Oh, 100%.
And also, I want to ask you right now, because you are in the tournament, you was watching also that we have another bracket, the loser bracket.
Yeah.
Can I ask you if you are watching that bracket also?
Oh,
What is
I'm
happening?
watching that. When games are up, if I'm not asleep, then I'll either have them on the background, I'll be listening, then I'll switch for the fight, and I'll definitely be watching a lot of them. Um,
Uh, Tell me, what is a lot of people there was wondering also about the bracket. I mean, personally, when I'm casting the games with Mal, because it's best of one, man, it's so amazing. I don't know, the games was intense.
Oh yeah, when you know it's a best of one, you've really got to put everything in. But that's also putting a lot more pressure on the players
Yeah, it's
themselves.
it's high stakes for sure, right? It's one and done. There's no second
Yeah,
chance.
Like when I was speaking to Art and Bloodshed or King Ryu, like after his first game and the second game, even though he'd played a couple of games in the tournament by this time, he was still like the nerves really hit hard, and I can imagine that will be exactly the same for all the other players as well. Especially if you don't know your opponent that well, you've never played with them much, you kind of on a kind of risk it all thing, and you don't know what your opponent's going to be good at. You're kind of figuring everything out, and there's no second chances with it.
I mean, imagine in the semifinals before 3 days, we was watching Yopa with Pipe.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
yeah.
that was quite a hard matchup.
Yeah. And you know the thing, if you're watching Pipe right now, when he was starting to playing on the first round of the winners bracket, he was facing Lobbystoller. And that's the thing, you said exactly the same thing before. It was the first game until he realized what is happening, like what did I do a mistake or something. Then he lost, he went to the losers bracket. And right now he's on the finals.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, look, I mean, he's definitely learned like throughout the games that I've seen of him play. He's definitely like self-reflected, if you like. Looked at his own replays, maybe looked at the previous streams to see what casters were saying, what he could have been doing, because the caster sees everything.
Yeah.
You only see what's going on in your own head. But the casters see everything. So when you watching back your old games, I can imagine a lot of other players have done that as well. Um, just to see what mistakes they have made, what things they could improve on. And he is definitely a player that's done that. And you can see that reflected as the games have went on.
Mm-hmm. So, a personal question.
Yeah.
How confident you feeling for you?
Um. Hmm. That's a really good question. To go through the next bracket or to win the tournament itself?
I mean, step by step. I mean, mm, I was about to ask you if you think that you can win the tournament, but
Of course he thinks he's going to win the tournament. Of course. Other than yourself, if you had to pick somebody else, what would your money be on?
Well, oh, the four player, obviously, we don't know who's going to go through out of Chris and Matthew or Ivor and Josh as of yet. If I had to pick any of those four, um, my money would be on, I'd say probably Matthew would be my
hmm,
money's on to win it. I think he's overall, what I've seen of him, he's overall the stronger player. However, Ivor is really good as well, and he's almost had a clean run through the entire tournament. I think he dropped one game to Little Bastard, if I'm not
mm-hmm.
mistaken. He dropped
Yeah.
one game, which Little Bastard he is a really good player as well. So I mean, there's no shame in losing the game to really good players. Um,
let's let's not talk about the bracket of Josh. You saw that, right?
yeah. But I mean, then again, though, Josh has not had an easy run to the tournament. For example, I mean, he's playing against Yopa. Yopa is pretty good. Shada is really good as well. So he's had some hard matchups coming through.
Also
Um,
Maraqueta to the
yeah,
quarterfinal.
yeah. So he may have dropped a game in them, but they're dropping the game to decent players. That's still pretty good, and you're still coming out on top overall. That's still really good push from him, and he's done actually really well to get there. And I mean, that's a lot more time spent as well. A lot more. I mean, the games are long. It takes it out of you.
That's why I'm asking you, because right now you have the 100% at this point on your win rate.
Yeah.
At the moment, I thought when I was playing against Sirius Black, given how well he did against Old Mercer, with the 2-0 against Old Mercer, I thought I was going to be probably really in for it. Um, but I remember in the second game, it really felt, even when fighting, it felt like playing against a nervous player. I think he was a lot of what he felt like in that game was he was playing nervous because I've played against him before and he can play. He does play really really well. He is a really really strong player as well. So I thought it was going to be a lot harder. Like it was still difficult to some degree, especially that France versus France game. Um, but I mean, yeah, he's still really really strong. I think I've just might have just had a stroke of good luck.
A personal also to say to us about the sieves. What are you thinking? Because we saw a lot of before people that was telling about Russia and some sieves.
Well, I think there's always going to be civs that are better than other civs. But at the end of the day, for example, like France is going to beat Spain. Sorry, Spain's going to beat France. If you had a computer that played perfectly from both sides, the stronger civ's going to win. But then again, it always comes down to the player's performance. Um, so it can depend. For example, some civs can win. I mean, we've seen that a couple of times.
I definitely think there's an element of kind of you need to think about what the weakness and what the best way to exploit that weakness is in a 1v1 matchup. Like Spain, for example, you know that their weakness is splits. So don't fight them heads up, especially if you're not a good heads up fighter. Focus on what you're good at if you're good at doing splits, but try to exploit that weakness for each civ.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's the save as well, but you can also, if you get a feel for, I don't know, you're fighting, my opponent isn't responding well to the threats that I'm posing out along the map. For example, I'm hitting in a lot of locations. He's not responding to them in time. You can then notice that as a weakness, not so much a weakness of the civ, but a weakness of the player, and you can um, use that as a response.
Right. Yeah, definitely exploiting that. I mean, you're in it to win it, right? So you have to exploit that, to your benefit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've seen a lot of players do that. I can't remember who it was I watched. I think it was King Art and Bloodshed. His first game of the losers bracket. Really, really exploiting the save of Russia. I think he did take Stonemasons there, and he really locked the map down and just camped for a while, and just walled like crazy, and then
Yeah, we
forced the
saw a
player to
lot of
fight out.
people. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say we saw a lot of people using the stonemasons for this tournament.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's gonna be incredibly important that card in a lot of open maps when you want to take control. Because if you can lock the map down, well, you have an advantage over your opponent. You can attack and they can't.
Okay. I mean, also Yoba for the semifinals, he decided to go with stonemasons. We was Spain, but eventually, yeah, it was that one last mistake. That one good decision about taking the
Mhm.
map and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, anything else you want to say? Innovation?
Uh,
What about
hmm.
if there was anything you could change or that you would suggest to do different? What would
Mhm.
that be in a future tournament?
In a future tournament, um, hmm. For example, you mean like if I was say running the tournament?
Yeah, just anything.
So
It's a
okay.
rule you don't like, or like a restriction you don't like, or a restriction you thought should have been in there. Just
Well,
whatever comes to mind.
one of the restrictions I would say I would put into play that I would take out is the Hauser age up one. If you're playing like Hauser's going to struggle natives because of influence until the influence crates start rolling, and even then it's not really that much. The Europa age up, the amount of natives you're making, unless you're playing with trade, which is could be a problem. I don't think that was necessary for Hauser because the Akan one is still pretty strong. Um, but you can't obviously ban all their age ups. But I think that was unneeded because I'm not like I don't know how many other people picked Hauser in that tournament, but I don't think
You are the
even
only
if
one.
they could.
Yeah,
Oh well.
yeah.
Oh,
It's
well,
interesting. And
I,
I'm always curious to hear others' opinions because everybody has opinions, right? And every player has different
yeah.
play
Oh yeah.
styles and different civs that they play. So it's interesting to debate some of those things or hear the arguments from other players. So it's interesting.
Yeah. Well, I just think if other Hauser player they wouldn't have took that age up anyways unless they're playing with trade, which then the rest of your eco is going to be hindered.
Right.
It's okay at a team game, but not so much in a straight up 1v1. It's gonna your influences right from the start is going to be seriously under pressure. So it's even another reason why most of the time you don't really see in 40 minutes you don't really see Hauser playing natives anyway
Right.
because they struggle. It's not
About
like, oh,
the
I need wood for my natives. Like, no, you have to use influence. You don't have a choice. Um, other than that, all the rest of them, they all seem quite fine in my regard. The only one thing I would probably change if I was running it is the loser brackets continuation. For example, those that drop to the loser brackets should be the losers of the loser bracket. Um, sorry, the winner of the loser bracket plays against the winner of the for each bracket. Um, it would be a formulation of like how the loser brackets work that I would change.
Yeah, we
Uh,
throwed around some different ideas, and I think the thought behind that was just to kind of, since there was such a wide variety of different skill sets, we wanted there to be some kind of award for those that get kind of knocked out in the first round and have a chance, to truly win something. Just kind of give those that really have a lower skill level or a different skill level just a chance to win something and have some pride.
oh yeah, I'm not. I definitely don't say it's not like incorrect or anything like that. It works and it's good and it's done with a good purpose. Regardless.
Yeah,
So
I
I
know.
mean,
That's
but
good feedback.
but
that's what I was about to say to you because me personally and a lot of other players that play in different tournaments, and I think I never saw giving second chance. I mean, it's really nice when you having a second chance to prove yourself.
yeah, well, I think it really fits itself for this tournament a lot better, given the mid-range or low to mid-range skill differential, if you like, and really giving those lower players a chance to go through Figs, which is going to be really nice. It is really nice to see them actually, because I mean, they're still fighting. They're still they all went the
Yeah.
losers bracket. They didn't get like miserable and down about it. They're like, well, we've got a second
No,
chance
it's
here,
just as yeah,
and they
it's
really
just as
went.
competitive, exactly.
Yeah, and I really
Um,
like that aspect. It was really nice to see.
I mean, to be honest, innovation, because I'm personally speaking with all the players, right now, honestly, you cannot feel how Pipe is feeling, even if he's on the final of the loser bracket.
Oh yeah, his
He's
his heart's gonna be beating in his arsehole.
yeah, he's like I'm so excited. I can't wait for my opponent. It's like it's really nice, man, that a lot of people enjoying this tournament.
Oh, I don't think there's many players that haven't. I mean, even those that are not in it anymore that have been completely knocked out are still watching. Um, they're still really they're still watching it. They're still supporting it. You see them all the time in the chat anyway, so you know they're always there.
Hmm.
Uh,
We are trying our best, honestly. Like this tournament. By the way, we started that on 6th of April. Right now we are 29th of April, and we are almost there. Imagine.
and someone actually commented in the Discord a while back. I say a while back. I think it was like last week or something. Said I think it might have been yourself. Like, oh, well, there's still like hierarchy like top player tournaments that are still going on that just haven't played their games. But everybody in this group is literally there trying their best to get these games through and actually take part in something rather than just it's not just another lobby anymore. It's real. It's actually out there. People are watching. They're even if they don't win, they're still out there. They're still competing. They're still like it shows. It feels different.
Okay. By the way, you know that right now, like the semifinals, for example, even if you lose, you're gonna place for the third place.
Yeah.
So, which is gonna be best of 5 again.
Oh, I don't think I'd want to play the third place against any of those players then. It'd be some struggling games ongoing there.
Like imagine if you play Matthew, for example, and then if you, let's say, if you win or lose, it's the same thing. You're gonna face Josh or Ivar. Like, man.
Just it'll be hard either one that I play there. If I do. well,
It's
well,
pretty
I will,
excited to
but
be honest.
yeah.
When I'm watching the games, honestly, I really wanted to play this tournament right now. Man, I mean, I can understand your feelings. Like, it's so good, man.
It definitely feels good, but then the further you get through it, the more pressure's on you, the more people are going to be paying attention, the harder players you're going to be up against, because the weaker players will get filtered out, and there's a lot more pressure on people to do a lot better. Like there's be a lot of
And
Matthew's friends sitting there telling me, you've got to do a lot better. Like I'm sitting there on Chrissy's back. All the
and
cows are sitting there
basically,
pressuring him.
basically, it's really weird because this community right now, the tournament, we are all of us active each other. And right now we're playing every day together, like in the team games. So when you're playing in the tournament with them again, facing them as opponents, and then coming back to the Discord, to the voice call, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it is a good feeling. It is pretty cool. I like it. I do like it.
Okay, cool. Mal, would you like to ask anything else?
No, I think we about covered it all. It's been really good having you in the tournament. We're glad you signed up. A lot of people have been rooting for you. Your games have been fun to watch, and Cass, you've also been a good support. So we appreciate that.
Oh, thank you, thank you. It's
And,
been really good.
and would you like to say something else, Innovation?
Um, Empillis hearts cows.
Of course, there's got to be a cow plug in there.
And my shout out to TFD in game one as well. My shout out. We found a use for Mal's the unused space on Mal's map.
Yeah, of course. Of course, man.
That could be an idea what you could trademark your maps with and just put TFD in the center.
There you go. Do some kind of landscape paint or something. Yeah.
Nah. But
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time and speaking with us. I'm sure other people find this conversation fascinating. So, thank you.